No, absolutely. My personal philosophy is if you build a product, your users better use it. And that might sound straightforward and obvious, but I found that sometimes tools get made just because it sounds cool and no one really uses it. So it's really important that as we continue to build out Miracle and add on new features, it always comes back down to who is our end user, right? And I think earlier I loosely mentioned clinical operations, data management, leadership. I don't think it's enough to even just stay there. I think it's so important to get down into how is the director of clinical operations using it versus the actual people on the clinical operations team versus even, calling it leadership, how the chief medical officer is using it might be different from how the CEO is using it, right? And their needs and what people are looking at are very different. So I think it's super important to nail down who exactly is the ICP, right? Who exactly is that persona? Map out how do they go about their day, right? And for the CEO, they might be looking at some of these updates once or twice a week, but maybe the director or head of clinical operations might be looking at these updates, six, seven, 8 times a day, right? So depending on that, right, is how we really begin to think about catering the experience to each of those different roles and personas.